joined us. All right, so we're starting the live stream and we're going to turn on the recording. We will get started.
The Supreme Court is now in session. The Honorable F. Philip Carbolito, Chief Justice presiding.
Good morning, councils. And will the clerk please call the first case?
CRA 21-013, People of Guam Plaintiff Appellee versus Jordan Saul Rashelov, Defendant Appellant. Appearing for the Defendant Appellant is Attorney William Benjamin Pohl. Appearing for the Plaintiff Appellee is Attorney Mary Ann Wallachuk. The panel consists of Chief Justice F. Philip Carbolito, Associate Justice Robert J. Torres, and Associate Justice Catherine A. Merriman.
So in this case, councils, the briefing and the matter has been completed. There are no pending motion. The first item to address, is there any objection to the panel as constituted? Attorney Paul?
No, Chief Justice and Associate Justices, no objections. Thank you.
And Mary Ann Wallachuk?
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, and as indicated, this case is scheduled for our law month outreach appellate case, and this is going to be heard at Simon Sanchez High School, and it's currently scheduled for Wednesday, May 11th at 9 a.m. To accommodate the students' schedule. And any objection to the place and time of the appellate arguments?
On behalf of the defendant appellant, Your Honor, no objection. Thank you.
And no objection from the people either, Your Honor. Thank you.
And both of you are experienced practitioners before our court, and you may have even participated in our prior outreach programs, but we ask that you stay back after the appellate arguments. The students have been given a summary of the case in reference to the facts and the issues. However, we've informed them that the purpose is not to ask questions about the case, but more the process and anything related to the appellate arguments and the courts. And so you make yourself please available for the questions. And of course, the court will participate in the discussion. And we thank you both for agreeing to be part of our Law Month outreach program. And we very much look forward to it. So will the clerk please call the next case?
WRP 21-001, Government of Guam Petitioner versus Superior Court of Guam Respondent, Teleguam Holdings, Inc., Real Party in Interest, and Teleguam Holdings, LLC, Non-Party Claiming Interest. Appearing for the petitioner, is a Deputy Attorney General James Canto. Appearing for the Real Party in Interest, Teleguam Holdings, is Attorney Anita P. Areola. And appearing for the respondent, Superior Court of Guam, is Attorney Daniel F. Menching. The panel consists of Chief Justice F. Philip Carbolito, Associate Justice Robert J. Torres, and Associate Justice Catherine A. Merriman.
In this case, the time period to object to the panel has expired. So the panel, as indicated, is constituted and will be the panel to hear the case. The briefing is complete, but there are pending motions. The first motion is the motion for the amended scheduling order, which we essentially granted when we scheduled oral arguments for May 31st, 2022. Is that correct, Attorney Areola and Deputy Attorney General Canto?
That's correct, Your Honor.
I would agree, Your Honor, yes.
All right, there is a pending request for judicial notice to be heard during oral argument per the court's January 26 order, and that will proceed as indicated in that order. And the third item is there's a pending motion to supplement the record This motion was filed by the Attorney General's office, Attorney Pauloon. Attorney Ariola requests an opportunity to be heard on this motion during oral argument. And we are going to allow that to occur, and that it will allow the parties to argue the motion during the oral argument that is currently scheduled. Any comments that any of the parties councils wish to raise?
Nothing here, Your Honor.
No comments, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, so this case is scheduled for 30 minutes on each side at this point in time. We contemplate that the arguments on the case, as well as the comments on the pending motions, the time period will be adequate to address those issues. Attorney Ariola, do you agree with that?
I do, Your Honor. I agree with that.
And Assistant Deputy Attorney General Canto?
Yes, Your Honor. I agree as well.
All right. Okay, councils, the case is scheduled for Tuesday, May 31st at 10 a.m. and we look forward to seeing you at the time and date schedule. Thank you, counsel.
Your Honor,
Thank you very
Your Honor,
much.
just for the court. Sorry, just for the court's information, Mr. Jordan Pauloon will be arguing on behalf of petitioner on that date.
All right, very good. Thank you for that information, Deputy Attorney General Canto. All right, will the clerk please call it the next case?
CRA 21-012, People of Guam Plaintiff Appellee versus Dwayne Pitt, Defendant Appellant. Appearing for the Defendant Appellant is Attorney William Benjamin Pohl. Appearing for the Plaintiff Appellee is Attorney Grant A. Olan. The panel consists of Chief Justice F. Philip Carbolito, Associate Justice Robert J. Torres, and Associate Justice Catherine A. Merriman.
I apologize on the WRP 21-001 staff attorney Dan Menching. I felt to ask if he had any comments that he wanted, but I see he's no longer on the screen. Did he switch off, Trina?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. You may want to just give him a call and ask him if he had any comments. If not, then he doesn't have to rejoin. But if he does, I will recognize him. We'll go back to the case. I apologize for that. All right. We are now in CRA 21-012. And this case, the briefing is complete. There are no pending motions. And the panel is constituted. You heard the clerk name the panel members. Is there any objection, Attorney William Pohl, to the panel as constituted?
No, Chief Justice, no objection. Thank you.
All right. And Attorney Olan?
No objection from the people, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, and this case is scheduled for oral argument on Wednesday, June 1st at 10 a.m. Any objection to the date? And this, we will continue to hold our appellate arguments via Zoom for this upcoming session. And for your information, we hope to go back into the courtroom starting with our July session. But Attorney
Hey, gentlemen,
Pohl.
can you stand? This is Trina.
No objection, Your Honor.
And Assistant Attorney General Olan.
That time and date. Oh, that's fine, Your Honor. That time and date works fine for the people. Thank you.
All right. Well, look, are you going to be arguing the case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Very good. We look forward to that. All right. Will the clerk please call the next case? Thank you, counsel.
Sorry, Your Honor, I was trying to reach Dan. CVA 19-003, Antonio B. Wampat International Airport Authority, Guam, Plaintiff Appellant versus DFS Guam, LP, Defendant Appellee. Appearing for the Plaintiff Appellant is Attorney Genevieve P. Rapadas. Appearing for the defendant appellee is attorney Joyce C.H. Tang. The panel consists of Chief Justice F. Philip Carbolito, Associate Justice Robert J. Torres, and Justice Pro Tem Joseph N. Camacho.
All right, counsels, the appellee's brief in this case is due tomorrow, May 4th, and the reply brief is due May 18th. There are no pending motions. The first issue to address is the panel as constituted, which includes Pro Tem Justice Joseph N. Camacho, in addition to myself and Justice Merriman. So Attorney Genevieve Rapadas, any objection to the panel as constituted?
No, Your Honor. I think there may have been an error in the beginning when the case was called. So I think Your Honor corrected that it is just Justice Merriman and not Justice Torres that is sitting. So the airport has no objection to the panel as constituted. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Attorney Rapadas. And Attorney Joyce Tang, any objection to the panel?
Good morning, Your Honor. The DFS Guam has no objections to the panel as constituted.
And the date and time in which this case will be argued is scheduled for Thursday, June 2nd at 10:30 a.m. I don't know why the difference in the time, but in any event, any objection to the date and time? I'll start with you, Attorney Rapadas.
No objection to the date and time, Your Honor.
All right, you froze there for a second there, Genevieve, but you're good now. And Attorney Tang, Joyce, any objection? And if you could just indicate whether you're co-counsel or who will be arguing the case.
Your Honor, no objection to the time. Maurice Suh will be arguing the case. I believe
All
we
right.
submitted his pro hoc earlier this week.
Yes, and that will be approved accordingly. It was just making its way in reference to getting an order out, but just for your information, there are no issues that I'm aware of in that regard.
Thank you.
All right, counsel. And this is one of the advantages of having it via our virtual platform. Attorney Tang, your counsel, I assume, can be arguing it from his office in wherever, Los Angeles. And all right, so we are prepared to proceed forward in this case. And I thank you, counsels, for your presence today. Thank you. And so before we call the next case, I'm sorry, Attorney Menching, Dan, I failed to recognize if you had comments on behalf of the Superior Court of Guam in reference to WRP 21-001. I just wanted for the record if you had any comments that you wish to make.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no comments and no objections.
All right. Okay. Thank you. We just wanted to get that. I wanted to get that on the record. And so thank you for coming back online.
Of course. Thank you.
All right. Will the clerk please call the next case?
CRA 21-010. People of Guam Plaintiff Appellee versus Muki Joseph Redheart Callahan, Defendant Appellant. Appearing for the Defendant Appellant is Attorney Peter C. Paris. However, he's been excused today from appearing at oral argument at status and DQ. Appearing for the Plaintiff Appellee is Attorney Mary Ann Wallachuk. The panel consists of Chief Justice F. Philip Carbolito, Associate Justice Robert J. Torres, and Associate Justice Catherine A. Merriman.
As the courtroom clerk had indicated, Attorney Peter Paris had filed a statement that he has, number one, no objection to the panel. Number two, the date and time as scheduled. And he has provided a good cause as to the reason why he is not able to appear via Zoom at our appellate, at our DQ hearing this morning. So the question to you, Assistant Attorney General Wallachuk, any objection to the panel as constituted?
No objection to the panel, Your Honor.
And the reply brief in this case is due in May. The appellee's brief is due on May 4th. The reply brief on May 18th. There are no pending motions. And as to the date and time of oral arguments for Monday, June 6th at 10 a.m., Assistant Attorney General Wallace-Chuck, any objection to the date?
No
and time?
objection, Your Honor.
All right. We look forward to you arguing this case before the panel. Will the clerk please call the next case?
CVA 21-001, Pitt County Memorial Hospital Incorporated, Plaintiff Appellee versus Sharif Antoine Phillips, MD, Defendant Appellant. Appearing for the Plaintiff Appellee is Attorney Daniel J. Berman. The panel consists of Chief Justice F. Philip Carbolito, Associate Justice Robert J. Torres, and Associate Justice Catherine A. Merriman.
Good morning, Mr. Berman. Now, Dr. Phillips has filed a pleading requesting that this matter be continued, which I have denied. And the briefing in this case is complete. There are no pending motions. And currently the case is scheduled for Tuesday, June 7th, 2022 at 10 a.m. And Attorney Berman, I will address you first. Any objection to the panel and the oral argument date and time as scheduled?
Good afternoon, Chief Justice. Thank you. On behalf of Pitt County Memorial Hospital, Inc., we have no objection. We accept the panel as constituted. Thank you.
And for your information, Attorney Berman, because we have not been able to reach Dr. Phillips, there was a follow-up in sending him another email and trying to reach him this morning. Should there be a reasonable explanation in reference to or request to address the panel as constituted or the date and time, we will address his request at that time. But at this time, we're going to proceed with oral arguments on Tuesday, June 7th. And that's how we're going to proceed at this time. All right.
Thank you, Chief Justice.
All right. And we will continue to try and reach Dr. Phillips and just follow up if there's any objection in reference to the panel as constituted and the date and time of the hearing to allow him just to weigh in on in reference to these items. All right, thank you, Attorney Berman, and that concludes our status and disqualification hearing for this morning. Any comments or any questions from any of the panel members for Mr. Berman or anyone else? All right, thank you, Justices, and at this time, the court stands adjourned. Good day.
Thank you, Justice.